September 27. 489. Theodoric, the Ostrogoth, defeated Odoacer, king of Italy, near Verona, who fled to Ravenna. 642. Sigebert, king of the East Angles, assassinated. He was a munificent prince, noted as the founder of churches, schools and monasteries. Supposed to have been the founder of Cambridge University. 1087. William II, surname Rufus, crowned at Westminster. In his reign Malcolm of Scotland was slain at Alnwich by the Earl of Northumberland, whose spear, piercing Malcolm's eye, gave to Northumberland the surname of Percy Pi. 1106. Battle before the walls of Tinchebrai, between the two brothers, Henry of England and Robert of Normandy, in which the latter was defeated and imprisoned, nearly 30 years. 1415. The reduction of Harfleur, in France, by Henry V, of England. He rifled the town of its affluent stores, and dismissed the inhabitants with 5 pennies. 1540. Pope Paul III confirmed the order of the Jesuits, and authorized its establishment. 1563. Nicholas Episcopius, or rather Bishop, a celebrated printer of Basel, died at London, where he had fled from France to avoid persecution. 1566. Mark Jerome Vida, a celebrated Latin poet, died, aged 96. Many tributes of praise have been paid to his genius and merits. 1615. Arabella Stuart died insane in the Tower of London. 1700. Innocent XII Anthony Pignatelli, Pope, died. He protested against the system adopted by his predecessors, of paying particular honors to the relations of the popes, and condemned Fenelon's maxims of the saints. 1715. Thomas Burnet, a learned and ingenious English writer, died. Author of the Sacred Theory of the Earth, which was very popular. 1719. George Smallridge, Bishop of Bristol, died. An elegant theological writer. 1729. Great fire in Constantinople, which consumed 12,000 houses. 7,000 persons are said to have perished in the flames. 1730. Lawrence Yearslin, an English divine and poet, died. He was preferred to the laureateship. 1731. A gang of felons, 130 in number, were taken from Newgate, and put aboard a ship to be transported to America, to colonize the country. In the next century, they sent their felons to Botany Bay, and their paupers to America, several shiploads having been discharged on the coast, entirely destitute, directly from poor houses. 1736. René Duguay-Trouin died, a celebrated French admiral, who displayed the greatest skill, united with the most consummate wisdom. 1741. Dominic Perrin died at Pekin, a French Jesuit, who was sent on a mission to China, where he was well received by the emperor. 1743. The first act of Governor Clinton was to dissolve the legislature, and issue writs the same day for convening another. 1749. John Sargent, a noted missionary among the Indians, died at Stockbridge. 1751. A mosaic pavement and other relics of Roman antiquity discovered at Ovinches, in the canton of Bern. 1759. Isaac Maddox, Bishop of Worcester, died. He rose to preferment from a very low station in life, and was conspicuous for the many benevolent institutions which he promoted. 1772. James Brindley died. an extraordinary mechanical genius, particularly successful in planning and executing projects of internal navigation, which were done without any drawing or model. 1775. Edward Lovibond died, an English poet of considerable talents. 1777. The American frigate Delaware, 32 guns, anchored within 500 yards of the unfinished British batteries at Philadelphia and seconded by another frigate, and some smaller vessels commenced a heavy fire upon them. She grounded and struck her colors, and the other vessels were compelled to retire. 1782. Hyder Ali defeated by the British under Sir Ercoude. 1783. Stephen Bizaout died, a French writer on mathematics, navigation and algebra. 1799. Rome, the Eternal City, surrendered to the British. 1805. William Moultrie, a distinguished officer of the Revolution, died. He was a member of Congress at the commencement of the war, and made a brave defense of Sullivan's Island in 1776. 1810. Battle of Sierra Busaco, in Portugal. The French under Massena defeated with a loss of about 5,000, by the British and Portuguese under Wellington, who lost 1,000. 1811. Battle of Aldie-Tapont. The French under Marmont attacked the British General Cole, but were unsuccessful. 1811. Bonaparte established a maritime conscription in the Hanseatic towns. 1812. Americans under Colonel Newman defeated a party of Indians under King Payne, who was killed. A second attack was made by 200 Indians to recover his body, in which they succeeded, but with great loss. 1813. Americans under General Harrison landed in Canada, and in 1 hour took possession of Malden, evacuated by General Proctor after burning the fort and stores. 1832. Battle of Galinada, in Mexico, between the partisans of General Montezuma, 5,000 men, and those of Bustamante, 3,500, in which the former were completely defeated. 1833. Deaths at Tampico, Mexico, by cholera and yellow fever, during the season to this date 2,000, out of a population of 5,200. 1833. Rammohun Roy, a learned Brahmin, died in England. He published works in Sanskrit, Arabic, Persian, Bengali and English, and was acquainted with 10 languages. 1835. Gervais de la Rue, a celebrated French antiquary, died at a very great age. He wrote various learned works relating to the poetry and literature of the Middle Ages. 1841. Nicholas Brown, a wealthy and munificent merchant, died at Providence, aged 73. He graduated in 1786 at the College of Rhode Island, of which institution he afterwards became the benefactor, in consequence of which its name was changed in 1804 to Brown University. 1848. Michael Hoffman, an American statesman, died at Brooklyn, New York, aged 60. He was a physician in Herkimer Company, and was long a member of Congress from that district. He held other offices, and was noted for stern integrity. 1848. Count Lamberg, the imperial commissioner, appointed to take chief command in Hungary, was slain by the Hungarian population at Pest, where he had recently arrived. 1849. Great fire at Owego, New York, which destroyed the place so completely that but 3 shops were left standing. 1849. The fortress of Komorn, in Hungary, one of the strongest in Europe, taken by the Austrians. 1854. The steamer Arctic, Captain Luce, when about 50 miles distant from Cape Race, came in collision with the French screw steamer Vestal, in a dense fog, by which her bows were stove in, and she filled and sunk in about 5 hours. The Arctic had 410 persons on board, including the crew, of which 22 passengers and 65 of the crew were saved, and 212 passengers and 110 of the crew were lost. Of the 61 women and 19 children on board, not one was saved. The conduct of the crew is said to have been selfish, mutinous and dastardly. 1855. John Adamson died at Newcastle upon Tyne, aged 68, an English author of a work upon the life and writings of Camoens, and devoted to literary and scientific pursuits, and to antiquarian research.